Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi there. Welcome back to IDN Santul TV. My name is Hanif Ibrahim Zaki as the first host with my friend.
And I'm Zapadanita from the second house.
So today we'll be talking about 3D modeling benefits with our guest Muhammad Atullah Arifin from Solo.
Yeah, hello everyone, hello world.
Good
Hey,
morning,
Aidin
sir.
Masians. Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. How about you?
Fine, alhamdulillah. We're fine. You, how
Hi.
about you, Zafa?
I'm fine, thank you.
So, sir,
Yeah,
uh, should we get to the point right now?
I think it's will be better if we could just go straight to the point.
Okay. Um, you are a 3D modeler, right?
Yeah, I'm a web developer and a 3D modeler, if you can say that.
So it's as a hobby.
It's as a hobby, yeah. I use 3D modeling as my soft skill.
So, Muhammad, we would like to ask you, how did 3D become your hobby? 3D modeling become your hobby?
How did 3D became my hobby? Okay, so
Yeah,
it all started when I was a kid, and I love to see those SFM videos like Team Fortress 2 animations and other stuff.
yeah, we
And I
have.
also liked I saw like playing games in the past, and I wanted to try to make a game using 3D. And yeah, since then I like 3D modeling, but I'm still not an expert at it because I just started modeling when I entered IDN. I haven't tried modeling in what is it, elementary school, because I didn't had the time to do so, and because I didn't have the tools to do, because I didn't had laptops back then.
So it's you basically start when you got interested when you were a kid, right?
Yeah, I got interested when I was a kid, and I started doing it
Oh,
when I entered IDN.
okay. Zafa, you have a question for him?
Oh, of course I have. Sir, I want to ask you, what are the job opportunity for 3D modelers?
The job opportunities for a 3D modeler is kind of fast in the future, because as the release of the Apple Vision in the last month, maybe, or I don't know, but recently Apple has released its new product called Apple Vision, and in my opinion, with the release of this product, the job opportunities for a 3D modeler is getting higher and higher as industries require more 3D modelers in the future, because AIs cannot compete with 3D modeling, because it's kind of hard if to implement from AIs. Yeah, I think that's it. And oh yeah, I think, and for you guys, 3D modeling, you can like make games with it, so you can apply yourself in various of game companies, and if you can animate using 3D, you can like enter Disney or work in like some sort of 3D animation companies, like Disney, for example.
So for the opportunity become a 3D modeler is very good, right sir?
Yeah, it's very good because the ability to do 3D modeling is it's kind of rare, if you can say that.
Okay. So there are wide job opportunities for a 3D modeler.
Yeah,
So
there's a wide and
it
various.
gets interesting here. Uh, so I wanted to learn 3D, but I don't know where should I start. Do you have any recommendations?
Well, I recommend using Spline as a first 3D software. But as the more and more you became more interested in 3D, I think I suggest you guys just try to use Blender or Auto 3D softwares, but I really recommend Spline or Blender as a first 3D software. As for Spline, it's more user friendly because its controls uh, are very user friendly, yeah. And as for Blender, it's more of like industry friendly. So Blender has various of tools and it has a complex control over in the software. So if you wanted to try using Blender, I recommend you guys try to watch Blender Guru's videos in YouTube, like how to make a donut and other stuff.
So we start from Splite and Blenders since it's easier.
Yeah, and a matter of fact, the eighth graders, I think the eighth graders both in Sentul and in Solo are using Spline to 3D modeling. Is that right, or is it just Solo?
We still have grade 7, no grade 8 yet.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
I thought.
there are only 7 graders here
I see, I see.
since we're the first batch. So next to you.
Sir, I want to ask again, do you think a 3D technology will become more important in the future? And if so, why?
I think yeah, because first AIs cannot compete with 3D modelers, and as for web developers and programmers like us, we can get easily replaced with AIs and replaced with those template websites like not Dropbox. What is it? Uh, I forgot. What is it again? Hey, do you know the website for like drag and drop for website? Yeah, that one. And
Drag and drop.
yeah, but yeah, basically just that we can get easily competed with AIs as a web developer, but as a 3D modeler or 3D animator, uh, AIs cannot easily compete with us because the technology for it is still new for AIs. So the job opportunities and the job opportunities are kind of high for 3D modelers. And as for 3D technology, as the rise of popular 3D stuff in the future, like Apple Vision, Metaverse, and VRs, uh, 3D modeling became more and more important for us as, and not for us, I mean for 3D modelers and 3D hobbyists in the future.
Sir, I want to know, in Indonesia, 3D modeling is already popular or not?
As for that, yeah, it's popular. There's a school in Kudus that focuses its students for 3D animating, and as in UI University of Indonesia, uh, their 3D animators had already made an animation called Kiko. I think you guys have heard of it.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, and as for yeah, I think it's for Indonesia. I think it's popular, but like not that quite wide. I think only in Java Island or in Jakarta. I don't know. But as for in Kalimantan, because I came from Kalimantan, it's still not popular because there's still less.
Okay, 3D modeling is pretty interesting. So if that's so, what do you enjoy about 3D modeling, sir? If I can know.
The stuff that I enjoy when 3D modeling is I can create more stuff, more 3D stuff for me, and I can make my imaginations become more real as I model it in 3D. And matter of fact, you guys can just make a 3D website and implement it in your website and use 3JS as the framework, and in order to make it work. And if you guys can make a 3D website, I think the user experience are more the users are becoming more and more exciting because they never seen a 3D website before. And because we use 3D website in because we use 3D websites, the loading is going to take long and long. The render, I mean. So I think the user experience are going to be bad, but it's going to be good at the same time. So it's like a love and hate relationship to to it. Yeah.
It will be balanced, of course.
Yep.
Sir, I want to ask
So
again. Could you make 3D model animation with your current skill now?
with my current skills, yes. Like I said before, we with 3JS, with the 3JS framework, we can use 3D stuff in our websites. But for myself personally, I never tried that. But I've seen people has some. I've seen people have some 3D stuff in their websites, and I think that's possible. But I think at the same time, I think that's a bad idea to mix web with 3D because the render is going to take long and long. Yeah.
So, um, you can make 3D. So, if you can make 3D animations, right? Can you discuss any exciting project or developments you are currently working on the realm of 3D?
Okay. Yeah. So currently, I have a mini project called making cafes. So currently, I'm working on a mini project that the mini project is I have to make a cafe and take the references from images online. And I also tried making some animations using open source bricks that I can find in the internet. I usually use that mini project as my what is it as my exercise to learn 3D and to forge my 3D skills. And as for animations, the animation is still not quite good. But as for the mini project, I made some coffee mugs, and I also now I'm currently working on making a cafe in Blender. And the project is I think I started it 2 days ago or 3 days ago, but I forgot.
That's great. Um, so you are currently working on the realm of 3D, yeah? Java,
Yeah.
you have another question?
Oh yeah. Really, I want to know what the difference of 3D modeling and 3D animation, sir.
So the differences between 3D modeling, right, and 3D
Yeah,
animations.
of course.
So 3D modeling, like its name, we make stuffs in 3D. So, for example, I made this. Hey, not I didn't make this, but this is an example. So, imagine you wanted to make this mouse in Blender, and you build it one by one. Like you make the under thing, and then you make the clicky things. That's 3D modeling. So 3D modeling is like basically what is it? 3D modeling is basically just making stuff in 3D. And as for 3D animation, uh, you make some rigs for your human armature and you animate it one by one. Yeah.
By the way, sir, I want to know what challenge have you encountered while creating 3D animation and how did you overcome them?
So I had an So I've been struggling with uh, I've been struggling with finding some references for my 3D modeling, and to encounter that, I use images online and find some references pictures in maybe in like Pinterest or in Google, both of them. And I also find it difficult to animate in Blender. So I what is it? So I bought a course from Udemy. So yeah, I bought a course and then uh, I bought a course and then I overcome my struggles in 3D.
Okay, that's great. Seriously, that's great. Um, by the way, could 3D modeling be implemented in the world of web development? Considering that some of us are web developers and networkers.
Mm, as for that, I think I've answered before, but yeah, let me answer it again. Yes, you can use 3D modeling. You can implement 3D in the world of web development because thanks to the framework 3JS, we can finally use 3D in our websites. For an example, I have a senior that has some 3D stuff in his portfolio website, and it's kind of cool. So he has this like some Earth kind of thing, and then he can rotate it in his website. And uh, yeah, and 3D modeling. Yeah, like thanks to 3JS, we can use it in our web, and we can. Oh yeah, and we can also like, for example, we can just model our website in Blender first, and then we use it in our web, and that's kind of cool because no one actually did that before, and uh, it's still kind of new for maybe it's still kind of new for us web developers. But in my opinion, if you have the skill of 3D modeling and you have the skill of 3D and not 3D, if you have the skill of programming, you can maybe like make some wonderful websites and make some wonderful creations online, and your job opportunities can be more higher and higher because people are seeing you and are seeing you as unique, and because you can do programming and do 3D modeling at the same time. I think that's kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so we can use 3GS. Is there other stuff than 3GS? Other
Uh,
frameworks?
as for that, I haven't researched it for a bit because I haven't looked at it. But I think there is a framework, but I don't know what kind of framework is that. But if you know some of the framework that can use 3D, please just let me know.
We will. Okay.
Okay, sir, I want to ask you what the difference again is. What advantage do you see in utilizing 3D modeling and animation when compared to traditional 2D technique?
Okay, so wait, pardon me, could you repeat that again?
Uh, what advantage do you see in utilizing 3D modeling and animation compared to traditional 2D techniques?
So 3D animations makes the animation more unique, and as the traditional compared to its traditional 2D animating. 2D animating, if you like want to rotate the character, you have to draw the scenes one by one, and I think that's kind of annoying. But if you can like make the scene in 3D and make the characters in 3D. You can just like rotate your camera and just and you don't have to draw it one by one like the traditional 2D animating. And 3D also has an advantage. I mean, 3D has an advantage. In 3D, you can maybe create a more detailed models compared to 2D things. So in 3D, you can like uh, maybe like make a mouse and then animate it, but in 2D, you have to like draw the mouse and then move it one by one, and I think that's kind of annoying.
Uh,
Okay, sir. Um, do you know like Blend Swap and Turbo Squid or maybe
Turbo Squid, I
Glico
think I've heard of that before, but Turbo Squid. Uh,
or maybe Blend Swap, the one for 3Ds?
I think I've kind of heard of that before, but I haven't researched it for a bit. But as for Turbo Squid, I think that's the site for selling 3D stuffs. Is am I right or no?
Yeah, it is. But have you ever tried using Turbo Squid?
As for now, no, I haven't because I'm still not. What is it? I'm still not. Yeah, I think my models are still kind of lame, so I don't think it's worthy enough to sell it in Turbo Squid.
Okay.
But I think I'll use it later on.
and finally, I want to ask you about would you recommend 3D modeling and animation to us and why you recommended that.
Yes, I recommend 3D modeling and animation to all of you who are proficient in web developing. Because why? Because you can just use both of your skills to make more and more good stuff in the future. Like for example, you can with 3D modeling you can make models that are good enough to become an NFT or something, and then you can just sell it in TurboSquid like Hanif has said. You can sell it in TurboSquid and then make more money, and then you can just make websites for yourself to promote your 3D product, and also you can just sell your websites and get more money as well. And because in my opinion I view 3D and programming as a way to make a better and more income in the future.
Agree. You
No,
have other
maybe
questions?
I want to you to give a little quote for motivate us.
Maybe you have some motivations for us and Tool here and all of the people who will be watching this.
Okay, so guys, if you have like a passion to do something, just do it. Just like for example, if you have a passion in editing videos, but your parents wants you to become to become a programmer, well, just become two of them at once, and as and don't be afraid to like upgrade your skills in school, because in Aiden Solo, upgrading our skills are highly supported by our teachers, and we can actually take permission to take our laptops for upgrading our skills. So if you have some like passion to do something, just do it. Just just go and study about the passion you are passionate about. And if you don't like about the stuff that you are doing right now, well, just try to do it little by little, and at the same time do the stuff that you like. So so you can so even though you're not good at programming, at least you're good at other subjects uh, like video editing or something.
Okay, I guess that's it for our closing with the motivation. Should we close this one, Zafa?
Yeah, I think it's enough for this session for we can English start about 3D modeling benefit. I think we can close this session by reciting Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillahirrabbilalamin.
Subhanallah.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
so it
Thank you
was
so much.
great talking with y'all. You both of you are great persons that I've ever met.
You too, sir. Okay, I guess that's all from Muhammad Atallah Arifin. Thank you so much, sir, uh having your for giving your time here.
Yeah, and it was fun talking with you all. And I had a very good experience with these WIT things.
Uh, Thank you guys for watching this live video. For who are watching right now and for later, I'm Hanif Ibrahim Zaki, and
Zafa,
that's all from us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.